want to get box a little bit.
All right, y'all, what's poppin'? We back with the Squid Games Aftermath podcast. And with me today, we have two special guests in the building, Mr. Phillip, player 442, and Adam, player 443 in the building. What's happening, y'all?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, snap, they disappeared on me, y'all. What's going on? Oh, we back, okay.
Doing all right, bro.
We
Feeling
back.
good. Feeling good after the show came out finally. It's been a long wait.
Yeah, no, it has been a long time. We waited for a good 10 months essentially for this thing to come out, and we've been, just biding our time, just not getting no messages whatsoever. We still waiting for our, care packages in the mail, so those should be coming hopefully soon.
We're hoping, right? We hoping.
Hey, a poster or something. Come on, Netflix.
Something. I need
bro.
something to hang on my wall. Yeah.
Look, we got all this space, and I see that perfect spot right behind you to hang the poster up.
Yeah. They need something right there.
Cool. Well, so I'm gonna get right into it, y'all. So why did you two decide to apply for Squid Games, the challenge?
Well, it's funny, man. I originally was the first one that applied, and I didn't even tell this guy.
That's the crazy thing. He didn't mention to me at all that he applied for Squid Games.
I kept it kind of low key, and then I got, the first email back. And so he applied right after, and I think as soon as they found out that we were twins, they just jumped us in a group. And so from that point on, it was all interviews together, all emails together. That's kind of how it worked out. I think the twin thing definitely helps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what you guys are twins, but what was kind of your like niche that you feel like helped you out with that?
So I think a lot of it too is us owning a gym. I think that helped us push a lot because like we're trying to push, we're the athletic twins. We're competitive. We know what we're gonna do in the challenges. And I think that helped a little bit, but honestly, like you said, the twin thing, I think that just pushes us over the top.
It just carries you for a lot of things, unfortunately.
It's like I'm attached to this guy for life now, you know. So
Hey, well that's cool. You got two different bodies, but kind of you can look at each other and not even have to say nothing. You already know what's popping.
yeah,
Right,
exactly. That chemistry is real for sure.
100%. So you guys weren't the only set of twins. There were like 3 or 4 sets of twins.
There was like 4 or 5
Yeah,
sets of twins in
so
there.
for sure, I remember Arlene and Darlene. Those are the only other set of twins that I know that made it past red light, green light. But there was a couple others that got split up after red light, green light for sure.
Yeah, no, it was you guys, them. It was the short white guy.
Yeah.
He lost his
He
twin
made
in
it.
red light, green light.
And there was the girl who actually left the game because her twin
So
didn't.
I knew she was a twin.
So
bro.
she was a twin?
I was
That girl,
telling
she
them.
was a twin, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was crazy, man. That blew my mind when that happened. They didn't show that in the show, but
Mhm.
for someone to go in the game, you win the red light, green light, you lose your sibling, you lose your brother, sister, whatever. I mean, in my head, I'm like, you want to keep going, you want to push for them, but some people are just built different.
100%. I feel like they wanted a lot of everyone in there with kind of like maybe a significant other to a point, like maybe a husband, wife, or mother,
Yeah.
son, or friends, because they were asking everyone, do you know somebody close that would love to do this? And in my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, I know people, but I was not even thinking like maybe they would actually get him in the game because I thought that would be unfair. So
Right.
Yeah.
looking back, I definitely would have got a best friend in the game, or
Yeah.
something like that, a relative. I think that would have been the way to go. So, you guys are, you finally get the call that you're accepted onto the show, and it's kind of the last night you're packing up things. What's kind of going through your heads in that day?
Man, I tell you, I don't think it even really hit me. Not even until we got on the plane, but once we like landed in London and got in the hotel, and you see everybody else in the hotel, man, that's kind of when it hit me. And then from that point, you're trying to transition from like excitement to like getting that game phase going too, man. That was the tough part.
Yeah, I mean, you walk in and you see people. I mean, I remember seeing you too. I'm like, oh man, these guys are ready to compete.
Yeah.
Like stone face right here.
Yeah.
It's like we better go in right now.
Nah, you guys were probably the first people I saw outside of the airport, and when we got in there, because it's funny story. I don't know if you guys had the same issue, but at the airport, it took a long time for them to pick you
bro,
up.
we waited almost to the point where we're gonna call our driver.
Yeah, so I actually been to London before, so after maybe like an hour or two, I think we were at the same airport, maybe. I actually just took the tube to the hotel.
Oh no shit! Wow, damn.
So
Yeah, I would have got lost. There's no way I could do that.
and I knew where I was going, so it's just like, let me just get out of here because I can't wait no longer.
Right.
But yeah, I remember walking in the hotel and we sit down in the lobby and I see you two, and it was, nobody was talking to each other. It was real quiet, and everyone's sizing each other up and whatnot, and you don't want to
exactly.
So it was like, I don't these guys mean business, like I don't know. So I vividly remember you two sitting there, and I was like, oh, they're twins, they're brothers. So that was very kind of off the bat. I was like, okay, I guess this is what it is.
Yeah, we ready to play.
Yeah, y'all was ready for that day. Red light to green light to be that day.
Man, yeah.
So we fast forward a little bit. It's time to, the night before we get on the bus and it's getting ready to go. And what's, you wake up and you're on the bus. What's going through your guys' heads as we, on this bus and we're headed to the game because it's about to begin?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, before that, when we're in the hotels, it's crazy because I actually got food poisoning. So for the whole time we were quarantining, I was like, fuck, man, I don't think I'm going to make this game. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, and then the last night, right before we get on the buses, it started clearing up. I'm like, all right, game face now. We're ready to go.
And then that's when I think it hits you the most. Like once you get on that bus, you're like, all right, nobody's, and they're not even letting you really talk to people at that point either. You're trying to have conversations with people and get to know them a little bit, and they're shutting that down quick. So you're like, all right, they mean business too. So now it's just time to get the game face going.
No, 100%. There was this dude trying to talk to me, this older gentleman, the whole bus right there. And I'm tired for one, and two, I'm just like, you're just not trying to be in that zone. Like some people are being more friendly than others and open, whatnot. And because they're just excited, like 100% excited to be there. But I'm kind of just like, and you're trying to get in the zone. I'm assuming you guys played sports and stuff growing up.
Yeah.
So you know what that's like on the bus ride to the game. You got the music on. You focused on the task at hand, and you're not worried about these other things, and they're just distractions. So that was kind of my mindset, and I assume your guys' as well. So when we first get in there, you know it's red light, green light because you can see it from the tents, the top of it and whatnot. But when you first walk into the arena, what's kind of going through your guys' minds?
Like, damn, we're playing the same games.
Man. Like, the fuck do we just get
ourselves into? I told him before, I was like, there's no way we play the same games. I was like, there's no way. I don't know if they can make that exciting. It's been done before. We saw the Mr. Beast thing. He's done it before. I was like, there's no way, man. But they added so many different factors to it that made it so much more challenging, man. But, yeah, we were like, damn, red light, green light, here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely getting real quick and real cold.
Man,
so we get the practice round and whatnot. And after you do this practice round, what's your guys' strategy going into it?
Dude, that's so funny that we must have practiced like 3 or 4 different strategies.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of different techniques. Like if this one doesn't work, we got the other one.
We're doing side steps and crab walks and like hands in the pockets. Like we're trying to figure out all these different strategies, man, which none of them I feel like we even ended up using, because once the game started, that was all out the gate.
Everything went out the water.
Yeah, and everyone's plan kind of went out the window, and it was like, all right, it's time to throw this little McGriddle out the window and order a new one. So when you guys started, what was the strategy that you ended up using?
So mine was the side step. With the pocket, my hands in the pockets clinched because I didn't want to budge like even a second.
I think that's the one I stuck to most, man, was the hands in the pockets.
Yeah, it made more sense for me.
But man, at first you didn't even want to blink. You didn't want to breathe. You didn't know what was going to get you out. So like stopping, and then after that first pause, after about 10, 15 minutes, you're like, all right, this is going to get real. I actually landed in a quarter squat my first, stop and go. And, Brooklyn was right behind me. It was freezing in there, right? She could see sweat dripping down my neck, man. That's how much I was struggling in there, that first pause.
Yeah, no, it got real after the first pause because then everyone's like, oh, snap, this is not what y'all said it was going to be. Is this part of the pause and stuff? No. So it took everyone for a whirlwind, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. Crazy, what was your strategy?
Well, mine initially was a side step too, but the first time I did it, my lower back started getting real tense.
Hey, we didn't stretch enough.
I know, like, because it was cold too. You can't stretch in the cold. So
yeah,
like, the warm up they did. I don't know if they had some elementary school gym teacher trying to do the warm up.
Oh, that was childish.
Yeah,
I forgot about
that. Same. I forgot about that whole thing.
Yeah, they're like, do this stretch. I'm like, what is this? Like, what do we
do?
do?
It's not gonna help us in this game.
We need like some dynamic stuff. We need to start moving.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, touch your toes. I was like, y'all, what are we doing here? Like, who is this guy?
What is going on?
I was just like, is this elementary school? Like, what is happening? But yeah, I did
Yeah,
my
that was
own
a trip.
stretch and whatnot. But yeah, no, I started at the side, but then my back started hurting. So then after that, I just dove to the ground every single time.
Oh man, you were one of the divers, huh? Oh,
Couldn't stand
you
it.
guys made it so difficult for me on this,
tough, bro.
I mean,
I
look,
couldn't find the angles. I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna go next, and I got people laying in front of me. I'm like, fuck, man, there's no way to go.
But it was like you're getting up quick, I'm sure. We had like older people in front of us laying down, and they're a little slower to get up, man. I'm trying to get past them. So, yeah, the guys that were laying down made it difficult for us.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, yeah, you had to get a good jump off. And my thing was, I never really, after a while, I wasn't looking at the doll. It was the music at the end of the day. It wasn't the doll's head.
Right.
But you could
Yeah.
hear the doll's head turn around. And I was like facing the side. And whenever I heard the thing go around, I'm like, all right, let me get ready. Because I couldn't see. Everyone was like, oh, you see the clock pop up. That's when it's time to get ready to go. And I was just ready to go once I heard the machine go around. And then I could
Right.
get that jump.
That's smart.
You know, I wasn't too keen on like that song and whatnot. Like I just knew like 4 steps, all right, we down. 4 steps, we down.
Yeah, that's what it had to be.
Yeah, but there was an echo too. So we going and moving down the line and whatnot, and you're almost to the end. So what's kind of going through your mind as you're getting close, you know, almost to the finish line, and you're at the last little stop.
Man, I can't feel my feet. My hands are numb.
Yeah.
My shoulders are hurting. Actually, you know what? I was literally hallucinating in this game, man. Like I would stand, I would try to fix it at a certain point, and it would literally feel like walls were coming up next to me. I couldn't see it at all. So in my head, I'm just like, all right, I have to make it to the next one. If I don't make it to the next one, I'm not beating this game.
Are you guys next to each other during this game?
No, I think I'm like
You're a little bit behind
I'm
me.
a little bit behind
And
him.
man, it got so scary to the point because I was hearing popping left and right. So, and I feel like he's right behind me, and I'm hearing pops. I'm like, damn, dude, I think he's gone. So I'm screaming I'm screaming forward. I'm like, player 443, are you okay?
And I don't even hear nothing.
You can't hear anything.
I don't
'Cause like
hear
you said, that echo is just crazy.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm like, damn, I lost my brother already.
But yeah, man, like you said, close to the end to where it felt like, all right, we have one more run. I had to make it at that point because if not, there's no way I'm standing for another 30 minutes. Couldn't do it.
Nah, that was brutal.
Nah, yeah, it was you was got to get there in time, or else you might not have had no more time. That's how it was. The clock was off.
Props
No
to the
fade
people that
play.
made it to the ending though, because whoever stood there for the last round, that was like what, 8 or 9 hours?
Yeah, respect.
No, it was super
That's-
long. I actually talked to the dude 66 who was the last one eliminated because he was, he didn't cross the line in time. He's
Man.
so you see him in the show, and he was the last one popped and the only one
Yeah.
there. And that was like heartbreaking. I was like, there was no way I would have PTSD, trauma. I think therapy for months. It would be a mess for me.
Oh, that's rough.
But yes, we soon finish the game, and 443 and 442 become victorious. They are one step closer to getting that $4.56 million. Game on is popping. And it's 2 of y'all, so hopefully, you got 2 times the chance.
Yeah,
you guys,
we feel good.
Go split the money, I don't know what if y'all gonna split it or not, but I'm assuming so. So we'll worry about that when we get there. But it's, you both make it across, and we back to the hotel. Then it's, it's time to go to the dorms the next day. So when you first go into the dorms, what's kind of going through your head?
That to me is when I was more nervous about that entering the dorms than before red light, green light. Because to me, that's when it was like, all right, it's getting real. The challenge is actually about to happen. And we don't know what's going to happen. We know red light, green light was there, but I didn't know if Suit was going to follow and we were going to play, the rest of those games, or how soon things were going to develop, man. So it was just find a bunk, find a corner, and then immediately kind of just start networking with people around us that were in that area.
Yeah. No, 100%. How did you navigate your way on finding, like, I guess, close allies, or was it kind of just, I'm going to just talk to everybody?
So that too, but I mean, we kind of had some allies already forming in red light, green light, the people that were kind of close to us. You're like, you know what, like a little camaraderie going on already. We already went through something super tough together. So you're like, you know what, let's vibe. Let's rock.
I think
with
we
each other.
had like the whole number of neighbors. I think we had like 5 or 6 numbers like next to each other, for the majority of the game, at least when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those numbers, like in the tents, I think those really kind of bonded people and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And, if the people were next to you made it, you were already cool, because we had to stay in those lines forever.
Long time.
And
Yeah, man.
those are the only people you could talk to. And the four people in the row of mine, we all made it. So
Nice.
that was kind of a little like low key alliance-ish type of deal.
Yeah.
That wasn't really spoken upon.
And you had to
Cool.
kind of keep it low key though too. I mean, like, well, that was our game plan too. You know what? We don't want to form like a super big alliance and be like all out there.
It almost felt like going in as twins, it put a target on our back immediately.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just because there was two of us, and I could see why too. I could see why the mom and son would be a target. I can see why any siblings would be a target. So we weren't super outspoken, super loud. We kind of kept low key for the most part.
Yeah, no, definitely. You had to, just kind of have that fine balance. You didn't want to be kind of like, who the hell is that? Let's get them out because nobody knows it.
Yeah.
But also, not too outspoken because that's not the name of the game. As you can see, everyone who's talking is getting eliminated one way or another.
Exactly. Man.
So we move on, and it is time to, I'll actually go back, and it's time for the elimination of 200. So when he gets eliminated by 101 and 134, what are you guys thinking right now? Are you thinking like, dang, like this is gonna be a little different than I thought, or is it like you kind of expected the vote offs to happen?
Yeah, man, that scared me alone right there. Right when they said they're gonna eliminate somebody, immediately we kind of look at each other. We're like, damn, bro, we have a target on our back already. It's like I already know eyes are kind of looking our direction too. So,
and just because at that point there wasn't a huge reason to eliminate anybody at that point yet.
No, not at all.
People were still getting acclimated and getting to know each other. So like, we felt like it could have been any of us at that point,
Yeah.
So that was nerve-wracking. And then once it happened, yeah, man, for sure, you're like, okay, there's different variables to this game that we have to take into account for, and now you really got to watch yourself.
Yep, no, 100%. It kind of changed the whole game on his head and flipped the script. And everybody's like, oh, I guess I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's just getting real now.
Yeah,
it's getting real. So we're going into the white room for the first time. When you step in that white room, what are y'all thinking right now?
This is something out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I was like,
sure.
what is this?
Yeah. And I think at that point, we kind of assumed what game was coming. We didn't know for sure, but we assumed. And it's crazy, man, because I'm originally in line 2 with this guy that eventually ended up being Triangle. And right before, the time's up to choose your line, I tell him, I'm like, hey, man, like, I think this is where we split up. I think, if both of us get Umbrella, we're both out the game. So I was like, let's split up the fight. Let me go to line 4. And the reason I chose line 4, man, is because I saw so many strong personalities, and we didn't know if the game was influenced by other factors. And I was like, there's so many guys in here that are, big players that I thought, I was like, there's no way we get rid of all these guys. So that was my reason in choosing line 4. Ultimately ended up being the line where we were at least lined up for Umbrella.
Yeah, no, definitely. I looked around behind me and I saw all the people in the line. I saw you. I saw 215 Eric. I mean, Rex was in our line, and we had just a lot of like characters, like people you've seen in the show, and it's like, okay, this is a solid line,
Right.
Looking at all the lines, no diss to the other lines, they definitely had big people in them too, but I think we had the most guys in our line too.
Agreed. Yeah. And guys who I felt like, and like you said, like bigger players, bigger characters in the game.
Mm-hmm. So I was like,
and
cool. Ty was in the line too. So
yeah.
So
that was one of my big reasons.
Yeah, they not getting rid of this dude. He just
they're not gonna get rid of him that fast.
Exactly, which they didn't, but so it's time. First group goes in, you find out, okay, it's pick a shape. They don't get it. Second group doesn't get it. Third group, ultimately, line 2 gets Triangle, and line 4 gets Umbrella. So, are you guys looking at each other once you find out?
Yeah. Immediately, I looked.
Look, well, all right, to go back really fast, man, when I saw you at the front of the line, I was thankful. I was like, this guy's going to stand his ground. And I appreciate you for doing so. I don't know if you regret that at any part, but when I saw Spencer next, we knew immediately. We were like, this guy's getting shut down. It's not going to happen. You couldn't even talk to the guy, man. And I love Spencer. I think ultimately we would have ended up with Umbrella, but I think his line, that was the only chance for us to get another shape, because I think Brighton folds, man. I don't think he's dying for any reason. His ego was kind of big at that point. I think he goes to Umbrella without dying for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agree.
And then we find out we get Umbrella, and this guy's like looking at me like, "Yo, I told
like,
you so."
Fuck, bro.
He's like, I'm like, I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro. Like, I'm trying to focus now on Umbrella.
I 100% agree with you. I should make a compilation video of how many people says that same exact thing, because it's
yeah, man. I mean, he says it himself in there. He's like, "How mad would you guys be if I picked Umbrella?" Knowing that if it got time to it, he would have folded.
He said that. He said that in the White Room.
He said that in the show.
He says it in the show. He said he asked the squad. He was like, "Yo, would y'all be mad if I chose Umbrella?" And then they tell him yes, but 100% he chooses Umbrella if he has to. I think that's the goal. I mean, that's the only choice he had.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talking about Spencer, right?
No, I'm talking about Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. I thought you said Spencer said that. I was like, huh?
Oh no, yeah, Spencer. Yeah, Spencer was. I didn't think he said a word, right? I think he was just deadlocked straight ahead.
I remember everyone going up to Spencer, and it got to the point where our team was like, our line was, don't even go and overwhelm him anymore. He's losing it. That man's freaking out. And I'm in the back, and I'm already content with getting Umbrella at that point. You can't see it, but everybody's freaking out and getting mad. I'm just like trying to focus, man, and that was tough.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. If Spencer would have just put his hand on triangle, Brighton would have 100% went to Umbrella. Like that's you could see that. You could easily see that from a mile away, and I hate being a dead horse, but that's what happened.
It is what it is at that point.
Yeah, that's what would have happened. I know that for a fact, but I digress. That's what happened. So eventually it goes, the lines of the shapes are the same, ones everyone gets. Line number 1 gets circle. Line number 2, triangle. 3, star. 4, umbrella. So it's time to go in the game for you, Mr. Triangle. So when you get in there and get the cookie, how are you feeling? What's your game plan going into taking care of this cookie?
I mean, I'm feeling good. Like it's triangle, so it's easily the second easiest one when it comes to the shapes. I mean, it's still a challenge. You still got to shape it out. I'm actually surprised at how many people actually got out in triangle. That blew my mind. But for me, so I was so scared to pick up that cookie, I didn't pick it up from the tin once. I spit in it the whole entire time, and I think it took me maybe 3 minutes to get that cookie out. I was on it. I was digging it as quick as possible because I wasn't trying to run out the time. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I know what I need to do. I'm just going to spit as much as possible in this guy, get it as soggy as I can. And then, hey, it came out so easy for me, though. It was an easy challenge.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of the circle and the triangle people were just, hit the seams, get the spit in the seams, and then just rub it. It's going to slowly peel off. I mean, be careful, of course. But some people who were missing it, I guess, were rushing and whatnot, and they were just being a little erratic. And they were picking it up. A lot of people broke it by picking it up. And so I think the key was to keep it in the pin.
Yeah.
Which was,
I think actually Arlene and Darlene, both twins, lost in triangle. They did. Which I'm like, oh, that was tough.
Yeah, but no, it was definitely kind of keep you cool, calm, and collected moment.
Yeah.
You should be able to finish it no problem. I mean, you did 3 minutes, so it was.
Yeah, I think Tim, I don't know if you remember Tim, I forget his player number, but that man finished it in like a minute. I look up and I see his hand raised. I'm like, damn, bro, I got to hurry up. And that's, I think, what helped me speed up a little bit. I was like, I need to get this done.
Mm-hmm. So, congratulations. You make it on through to the next round. You still in the money-making aisle. Our friend over here, Mr. Umbrella. So, when you get in there, before I get into the cookie part, do you go up to Spencer? Like, are you talk to him, anything? Like, what's going on?
I don't, man. But at that point, I'm not even bitter with him anymore. It was the decision that was made. And at that point, you have to put that aside and focus on what you got to do. But there was quite a few people in there, man, that didn't go up to him. They didn't show that, but there was a lot of players that did go up to him and kind of console him a little bit. But there was a lot of people, shouting names and slurs and stuff like that he had to deal with. So I don't think that made it any easier on him.
You said shouting slurs.
Well, yeah, I can't say it, but there was a slur. there was a slur in there.
Oh, snap. We got to talk about that off camera, coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, man was going through it.
Yeah, there was some people pretty upset. I will say that.
Yeah. Interesting. So we get out of there and it's time to, you get your shape. And what's kind of your mindset when you get this umbrella, you open it, clock starts? How are you getting through this thing?
Well, so, okay, I'm going to go back to after red light, green light, man. We were so tired, but we had YouTube TV. So I am like dead tired, man. And I'm like YouTubing how to beat, these cookie challenges. And the one I ended up sitting with was taking the cookie out. And I had already accumulated so much saliva before, or as much as I could. We had waited hours, man, without food or water, and put all the saliva into the tin. And I let it sit there for maybe 2 minutes. And then at the same time, I'm licking the needle and carving it out, man. And it's coming out so nice. I'm looking around we did it in quadrants. I think, Spencer mentioned that already. I was the second quadrant, and, most of my quadrants dead, and I have 20 seconds left on the clock, and I have a girl next to me, and I'm looking at it and I'm telling her, let me know when there's 10 seconds. And I think she got caught up in, watching everybody too. She let me know a little bit late. And so by the time I look at the clock, I'm like, okay, I have to break it up. So like at 5 seconds, I kind of rush it, man. And I break it right at the stem, man. Right at the end.
God. And you were pretty much done with it.
Dude, yeah, very close. You give me 5 more seconds, I finish that thing. If you give me the umbrella now, I finish it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see about that. We're gonna have to see.
We're gonna do the challenge. I'm telling you.
Okay, y'all gotta get the challenge going. Yeah, I noticed. So a lot of people, I think the umbrella was doable, but one with the terms of you have 10 minutes, the pressure of actually being in there, and the money's actually at risk, real time, and then everything you went through. You had no food, you had no water. All these things combined kind of led up to a stress and anxiety a little bit, and the pressure of small little silly things happening that normally if you did it in a regular setting you probably would get.
Right.
And that girl not keeping the time for you, which I think is kind of
he's gonna blame her on that.
I'm not completely blaming her.
You can't.
Not completely. It's on me, but
I mean, she had one job.
One job. She was already dead. She was already dead.
She was already dead, coach. I mean, come on, help me get through. What you doing locking everybody else?
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh. Come on, player, whoever, random player. But sadly, our friend Adam is sent to the Shadow Realm. And there's no Monster Reborn card.
No. Damn.
And
0.
He's out of here.
That hurt.
It hurt. So when you get back to the hotel and you have a little time, what's kind of going through your head and whatnot?
Well, first, they still don't let me have my phone because, I have a whole day of interviews. So like I'm literally to myself at that point still. And I went through all the phases, man. Anger, depression, acceptance. And I think I handled it better than most because when I, was in the hotel around others, man, there was people that were, taking it really, really hard, especially my umbrella line. And not even just the fact that they broke it, but the fact that Spencer got them umbrella, they were holding on to that so much, man. And at the end of the day, it is a challenge and you have to compete. And if whatever you get stuck with, you have to try and, figure out. But just in the hotel by myself, man, I know it's over. And, the only thing I can hope for is this guy, makes it further and brings me home some cheddar.
That's right. You still got a little bit of hope. You out the game, but you a little bit still in the game. More than most people get out the game. So that's definitely something. But yeah, it's a sad way for our friend 443 to go out. He did his best, but he just got a little bit unfortunate with the roll of the dice in that situation. But 442 still in it. He's still in the game. EA style. So
let's go.
It's time to go back to the dorms, and the next day you get this phone. Are you thinking about picking up this phone?
Hell no. No chance. I mean, first of all, I'm sad, bro. Like I'm hurting. Like my brother just left. He's gone. In my head, I'm like,
how you coping with that with your brother being gone?
Yeah, man, it was tough. That was a rough night for me because in my head it was like it went from being a show, it went from being a game to like, you know what? He's gone. So at this point, it's a challenge. Like fuck everything else. Everything's out the window. I'm focusing on just trying to win each game right now and trying to bring some money home for him too. So when they bring that phone out, I mean, you have to be crazy to answer that phone. There's no way in hell. For him to answer the phone, how many times? Twice? Yeah, that is crazy.
Well, from what I heard too, in between that, there's more food that was given.
They didn't show that in the show, but he answered it, and then the second time the phone rang, I forget his player number, but he actually got donuts.
Mm-hmm. So it was like donuts, and then a pizza party. And then
so people are like, you know what? Let me try to answer that phone. But this guy did not move. He did not budge. He was by that phone literally the entire time. So I don't think I could have answered that phone even if I wanted to, honestly.
Yeah, no, it looks like a setup. I mean, once again, the game is not about putting yourself out there like that. And the people who do that seem to have, get the wrong end of the stick. And that's what happened to him. 198. He got sent to the Shadow Realm as
Man,
well. Real quick, swiftly out the door.
real fast. And I think a lot of people were ready to see him go too, but I had no problems with him. I had a couple interactions with him. He seemed like a pretty cool guy, but I mean, from other people, from what I've seen, from what I heard from other people, I guess he wasn't too friendly with the guy. But when he answered that phone, I just saw his eyes, and his eyes got big as hell. I'm like, yep, somebody's getting eliminated right now. He's gone or somebody else is gone.
Yeah, you can see it all written all over his face, and he couldn't hide it at all. I know he does a lot of contents, but so he should have been maybe a better at faking.
Yeah, he could have pulled that off a little bit better. There could have been some like reverse psychology going on right there, but he wasn't good at that.
I say the only way he could have got the phone out of his hands was have one of his friends come over and pick it up, but that would have been real dirty.
So he tried that. He did try that, and they didn't show that in the show either. But the guy was walking up to the phone, and everybody pulled him back. They're like, "Nah, don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone."
Yeah, it's real cutthroat.
I think it would have worked. Yeah, exactly, right? I think it would have worked if he literally just went to somebody like, they want you to answer the phone. I think he just had to be straight up and be like, you have to answer the phone.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's he has to think quick. He only has 2 minutes as well, so that's another. The timers, the ones with the short timers, I think, below like 5 minutes and whatnot are very high stress, and your brain is going 100 miles an hour. So, especially, they're picking a shape. You got 2 minutes, it's going quick. So he definitely had to turn it on Jimmy Neutron style, but it wasn't working. Brain blast was not hitting. No, it wasn't hitting. So the phone, he goes home, and it's time for bed, and then it's time for the next challenge. And you get to walk into the white room, and everyone is talking about tug of war this, tug of war that. Are you thinking tug of war?
I'm thinking we go from red light, green light, we get on Delgana. It has to be tug of war next. It makes sense. I didn't think they're gonna put like a flip on us like that, but so in my head I'm like, you know what, let's try to get there's some strong people in that game still. There's a lot of strong heads, and they all still group together. So I try to find the strongest people I could find that I was talking to, and we're like, you know what, let's form this line. I think we're pretty good. We have a strong core. I think we win tug of war.
So you get in the line. You said you're happy with your line, yeah?
Yeah, I was excited. Yeah.
So when you go in there, what do you remember? Which number line were you?
I was. Damn, what number was I? I think I was 4 or 5, I believe.
4. I have it in my notes, but
okay. I just know the people we are going against. In my head, I'm like, we're mopping this team easily. This team is going down. If there's any team that we're gonna lose against, it's every other one. But this is the only team I think we can actually beat. So I'm like, okay, it's go time. Let's do this. I'm ready.
It's game time. You got the push-ups in the dorm room, and he's right pumped, ready to go.
Warming up for no reason.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck.
Right? Just burning calories for no reason, man.
Yeah, no reason.
Facts.
Already on the calorie deficit.
Eating like 600 calories a day. No point in doing that.
Nah. But so when we get in there, and you first see the setup, and it's not tug of war, what's kind of going through your head?
I'm like, fuck, man. I was playing this game on like Battleship on like the airplane ride over here. I'm like, we got this. I think we're gonna be okay. I had no idea what we're getting ourselves into though. I didn't know how we were gonna play the game. I didn't know how they're gonna set it up. I'm like, all right, I know how to play this game. I've done this before. I'm not the best at it, but at least I know what to do.
So did you how was the decision on your team with you wanting
easy
not to be captain? Did you want to be captain?
No, man. Once B spoke, literally once she started talking, I'm like, she's captain. There's no way in hell anybody else should be captain. She knew exactly what she was doing. She sold it so perfectly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She was definitely took control based off what we see as well. And, what was said, she's captain and she picks number 19 as her captain. So you're feeling pretty comfortable with her right now?
I'm feeling so comfortable. The only thing I would say is, which actually helped me at the end, was I wanted that 2-man shit. I wanted to be the smallest shit possible on that board. I mean, that's probably the best luck you have right there, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
She took charge though. She was like, you know what? You guys are gonna be in this ship. You guys are gonna be in this ship. You guys are gonna be in this ship. So I was in the 5-man. Thankfully, now that I think about it, going back.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's catch-22, 5-man is the easiest to find mathematically, but it's also the longest to take out. So you still have a while before you get eliminated with that. However, your team becomes victorious, and your boat is not one of the boats to be sank. He is alive and well. You guys have some casualties, but it's going good because you still in the game. And how you feeling after this game?
Man, I'm live. I'm living, man. I'm ready to go. I'm like, you know what? This is game 3. I'm tasting that money a little bit more. We're so close right now. It's like, I actually have a chance. This is the closest chance I'm ever going to have to win $4.56 million.
Yeah, 442 still in the game, coach.
Still going strong.
He moving. His brother
still waiting for me back home. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, how you dead? If you guys know Yu-Gi-Oh at all, you dead, but you can still sell the spirit. And you got the spirit going on with you.
Damn.
So that's what's going on right now. And so congratulations, we out there.
Appreciate you.
So now it's time to go back into the dorms, and it is time. They tell you guys that you have 2 tests before the next game. One is you get in a line and everyone votes someone out. So how are you feeling about this line in this vote off?
Man, there's a lot of talks going on in the dorm right now. A lot of names getting thrown out. I'm not hearing mine at any point, so I'm feeling pretty okay with this. At this point now, it's just who do I vote for? Because it's going to be put on the screen. Everybody's going to see who you're voting for. So at this point, you're almost painting a target on your back as well. But collectively, I mean, you kind of have to follow the herd at this point. It just makes it's the smartest option.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we keep saying, putting yourself out there is not the move to go. And
exactly.
You just got to chill, man. You just got to chill, sit back and relax. But we ultimately
take it easy.
Yeah,
see how it plays out.
We find out that 374, 330, and 161 all get voted out. Who did you vote for?
374. That was the go-to. And I don't even know him. I never had a conversation with him. But Chapman first got to vote. He was a part of my alliance. So I was like, you know what? We're going to go for this guy. We're just going to keep rolling with this one.
You know his name now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm weak. I'm just messing. But yes, that's who gets out and whatnot, and he's the first one out. And so we move on swiftly to the next one. And this next one, well, actually, I'm gonna rewind real quick with these apples. I want to hear a little bit more about these apples because I was told. Did you get some apples?
I did get some apples. Yeah, I got a couple slices of apples, but I don't know what you heard.
Were you not sketched out about these apples?
So they came out with a big story. I mean, they had a full story they didn't really show. They talked about a red apple. They're like, a red apple means poison. We're not going to touch that, so we're going to go for the green apples. I see about 20 people taking apples. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? All these people taking apples, I'm okay now. Like, there's no way they're going to eliminate 20 people off the jump after this. So
that would have been crazy.
That would have been insane. That would have been a massacre. But at that point, I felt safe, and I'm hungry, man. We're not eating at all in this game. Like, this is going to be some sweetness right here. I need some of this.
Thinking about extra calories.
I need that.
Oh, definitely. Okay. So, he feels safe with it. Unlike, our friend 161, Lorenzo, who just, he says no. Were you around him when he said these things?
I didn't hear it, but in hindsight now, him being afraid of these apples actually got his ass eliminated.
Who would have thought somebody's going home over some damn apples?
That's crazy.
That was petty, bro.
That was kind of petty, though. It was a little petty, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was like, watching it, it wasn't even that.
I thought he was just playing it safe. It was like, oh, I don't know, this might eliminate me. I'm playing it safe, but
she's like, no, you ain't taking my apples. I got your ass.
If that's all it takes, then wow.
Exactly, man. That shit's crazy.
That's all it takes. I'm like, I can't wait to talk to Leanne about that and get her perspective. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I need to hear her perspective. I need to hear
there might be more that we don't know about. So.
From what I heard, there was a little bit more in the background on that one, too.
Well, I spoke to Lorenzo yesterday. His podcast just dropped today. So he explained that, he said no and whatnot. He has his own way of saying things. He's a little more blunt than others, and it might hit differently. Just, the language barrier from, how people in the UK speak to how people in the US speak. It could just come across a different way. Because they like to cuss at you a lot, and some people just think that, they're being disrespectful, when that's just literally how they talk. They call their best friend a fucking idiot, when that's just literally like, you're stupid.
That's love.
That's love. Yeah.
So I think it was kind of like that. Yeah, it was kind of like something to do with that. But sadly, that's how his journey ended.
How it goes. R.I.P. Lorenzo.
R.I.P. to the flowers, too.
That thing's gonna go for some money. That's crazy.
That's a Halloween costume, bro, for sure.
Oh yeah, easy. So it's time for the second test. And the second test turns out to be these boxes. These boxes pop up. And there's 6 boxes on the front. So are you thinking about getting one of these boxes?
Again, hell no. No chance. No way.
This man's got
my
intuition.
Nah, there's no way in hell I'm trying to risk myself up there again. But my boy Jacoby is like, you know what, man? I'm going to go up there. I'm going to grab a box. I'm like, hey, man, you do you. I'm staying back here.
Yeah, he said, I also talked to him. He said he kind of wanted to, do something now. He's been chilling back, and so it's time for him to step up. Did you, you said you don't co-sign with his idea of doing
I mean, I rallied behind him. I'm like, hey, man, you do what's best for you. I mean, if you feel like this is going to help you, and like you said, I mean, he hasn't really done anything in the game. He kind of sat back, kind of like me. He's like, I'm going to put myself out there a little bit, which, I mean, I respect. It's just, that's not the game I'm playing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you're playing a smart game right now, Coach. You staying in. I think the game is kind of stay in the middle. Like, be real in the middle, and you can see what's in front of you. You can see what's behind you, and you good. That's the best spot to be. Best spot to be in battle too. When they did, I don't know if y'all seen Attack on Titan, but the way they get the formation set up.
Oh yeah,
Levi is always in the middle, and everybody's all around him, and then everybody gets taken out, but he's the last one. So
strategic, man. You got to play it strategically.
Yeah, I wish I was thinking like that, but I wasn't.
Ah, man. Damn.
Next time I'm staying in the middle. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, facts. Which actually, you know what? That scared me. Because when they're lined up on the boxes, I'm in the front. I'm dead center in the front. And once they announce that they're going to be eliminating people, I'm looking back, and there's nobody behind me. Everybody's spread out, and I'm front dead center. I'm like, fuck, I just painted a big-ass target on my back.
Should have moved back. Did you ever think about getting back?
And they told us, like, you need to stay exactly where you're at this point.
I would have ran.
Like, damn, for camera person's like, fuck, I should have moved back already.
I'm like, oh, my water bottle.
Yeah. I got to go grab that. Nah, yeah. I messed up. That was my bet on that one. That's the one part of the game I'm like, damn, I should have played that differently.
Yeah, I mean, being out there in front, you got a target on your back. But we end up getting 183, Jesse to step up, 375, 130, Jacoby, 229, Felicia, and number 87. 375 is Joel. And 87 is Kyle. Okay. So Jesse opens his box first, and it says eliminate one player. He eliminates 176, Darius. Then, he eliminates 2 people. Sorry, eliminates 2 people. 176, Darius, and then he also eliminates number 26. This black girl who they didn't give me her name or nothing like that.
Low key as hell.
He eliminated her because he didn't know who she was. So that's kind of like, dang, like
you can be too low key.
Yeah, so that was in my head too. I was like, damn, that's another part of the game. When they're up there, in my head, I'm like, damn, did I talk to people enough? Did I put myself out there just enough? At this point, I'm still nervous. I'm nervous as hell right now.
Yeah. And I messed up. Jesse didn't eliminate Darius. He eliminates Dash.
Dash, that's right. That was crazy. Dash. I knew that was coming though. I think a lot of people in the dorm knew that was coming.
How'd you know it was coming?
Yeah, there was a lot of talks already going around with Dash because Dash was going up to everybody asking, and after when he said that he actually voted for player, I forget her player number, but
he voted for why am I blanking on names?
Yeah, I'm blank. There's so many numbers and names in there, man. It's tough, but
yeah, Cheney. You voted for Cheney.
Yeah. So I mean, talk started kind of going around, and I already knew he had a strong alliance with him. So he already Dash was kind of putting himself out there way too much. So I was like, you know what? I think he's gonna go. Okay. We weren't surprised.
Oh wow, you kind of knew that was happening. Okay. So yeah, Dash goes home after that, and then he has a little speech and exposes some people, which was interesting.
Speech was a lot longer than they showed, man. A lot longer. He went in.
I heard it was kind of crazy. I wish they would have gave us a little bit more, but
I wish they would have showed it.
Yeah, no, they definitely missed out on some things, I think. But then next is 375's turn to open the box, and he is self-eliminated.
Woo. He was the one that he made me nervous because I feel like he was looking dead at me when he was getting ready. I was like, if he gets an elimination, I think it might be me because he was one of the few I didn't really talk to. I was like, damn, this might be it for me.
Yeah, no, he's kind of quiet in the game, and he got hit with the silent treatment himself from the box, and the Grim Reaper came and silently took him away.
That's how a cookie crumbles right there.
That's how it went. Then 87 opens his box, and it says he must pick one player to eliminate. Are you worried about 87 picking you?
No, not too much. I felt okay.
Okay. Kyle. Kyle eliminates 176, Darius. And he says because he's a big threat. And then
That
it's
threw
time
me
for
off.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time for 130 to open his box next. Our friend Jacobin. He's up
Yeah.
there stressing.
My boy.
He opens his box and figures out that he gets an advantage for the next game. So how you feeling after you hear this?
I'm hyped. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. This guy just put himself out there. He gets an advantage of the game. He's on cloud 9 right now, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm definitely, rooting for this man too. And hopefully he can take the advantage and keep on going.
That's what we're
However,
hoping for.
we have a plot twist. It's still one box left.
Oh man.
And 229. She's on the clock. It's time for her to pick her. She's on the NFL draft clock, and the clock is ticking.
Time's
She
ticking.
gets 3 picks, so she gets 3 people to eliminate. And the first person she chooses to eliminate is 130 Jacobin.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Going from cloud 9 to just being shattered completely. That was rough. That hurt me.
Were you surprised by this?
Hindsight, I shouldn't have been, but at the time, it wasn't registering because I was so happy for him. I'm like, yeah, man, he's chilling. But when she said he had an advantage in the game, for some reason, it didn't completely register with me. But I look to my side and I see Chapman, and he's looking at me. He's pointing at Jacoby. He's like, what you talking about? What do you mean? Like, he got an advantage. He's chilling. And then, boom, eliminated.
Tragic.
Hurt my soul.
Tragic. Yeah, that was. I didn't like how they let him get eliminated after get the advantage.
That
I
was
think
tough.
they
Right,
should've
yeah.
Kept everyone safe up there, or went in a certain. I mean, they went in the order they did for a reason.
They made it in that order for that reason, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Smart play. Like,
Jeez.
I would have done the same
Yeah.
thing, probably.
You would have? You would have eliminated him?
It makes sense. I see why she did it. I mean, you got an advantage of the game. You don't want somebody to be an advantage of the game at that point.
Like, if it's Jacobin at that point, like, I'm not eliminating him, but, like, somebody I don't know, maybe. I don't know if they had talked in the game at all. I'm not going to, like, ride with somebody who has an advantage. At that point, it's too many people in there that can win that money, So,
yeah. I would have done it personally, but I see why she did it. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, from both points of view and hers, like, it's like I don't need that advantage in here. That could hamper
Exactly,
my chances of winning. So that's what she decides, and then she decides to eliminate 243 Steven and Rick 232. Are you surprised by this?
Stirring up the pot, man. Steven didn't surprise me. Steven was a strong player. He was rallying a lot of people around him. But Dr. Rick, bro. Oh, man.
it's so sad, bro.
That hurt my soul so bad. There's so many people in tears once that happened. That was a rough one.
But you know what? What everybody says, too, is Dr. Rick knew how to play every game.
Yeah.
Like, he was a strong player. They don't portray him as that, maybe. But he knew how to play every game.
Yeah, agree. But Dr. Rick, oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, I kind of compare it to the old man in the actual series because he looked like the weak player because of his age and whatnot, but he was killing every single game. He had the best strategy for marbles, red light, green light, Dalgona, like everything was good.
They even showed me, what was that game, Dachi or
Dachi? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was killing it in that game. Like,
yeah. And so maybe she had that. She just, she was reminiscing and thinking about the show. It's like, this is what I got to do or this man's going to win,
Right,
so
yeah.
She had her reasons, and they're, they're valid from her point of view, And
yeah,
strong
move for sure.
Yeah,
strong
big
player move.
And I think some people are upset because they're like, why would you eliminate the old man? Like, yada, yada. But the thing is, you can't look at someone and think lightly of them in something like this because this game is not of who can bench the most, who can dunk a basketball, who's the fastest. Right. I don't like people in this game looking at someone big and they're like, oh, they're a threat. And it's like, none of these games cater to me being big. It's not the game.
Yeah.
So I think people mindsets were basically characteristic traits that they saw in like everyday life that was like, okay, like this person's powerful, when that's not the case whatsoever. So it's hard to get your mind out of that a little bit because it's, you look at a girl that's 4'10" and a dude that's like 6'5" and muscular, like who you think is the stronger one, but that's not how this game works. And I like how they kind of like, it's supposed to shift your mind a little bit, like who is the stronger one actually?
Yeah. Everybody in there had a chance to win this game.
Yeah.
There was not one person in there that was like, oh, this guy's gonna go farther than this guy. Yeah, I agree.
100%. So now we get cut from 70 to 63, and
man.
then it's time to go to bed, and then time to wake up, and we get to this picnic because we get to the picnic because the people who did the chores completed the chores properly, and they say you get this reward. So when you hear this picnic and going on, what you thinking in your head?
I'm thinking this is Squid Games, man. There's a catch to everything. There's no way they're just gonna be like, oh, let's treat everybody in here. There's no way in hell.
So how did you go about that?
So in my head, I'm thinking it's a group up. You need to pair up. In my head, I'm already thinking it's marbles. So the people I'm with already, we're talking about it. We're thinking the same thing. So we're like, you know what? Let's go group with somebody that we're not really too close with. So I was like, you know what? All right, cool. I'm looking around. I'm like, I chopped up with Chaz. I was chopping up with him for a few hours the day before, so I was just getting to know him. But we weren't boys. We weren't hanging out every single day. I was like, I know you though. Let's have a picnic together. You know, let's eat some treats together.
100%. And okay, so who do you decide to pair up with and why?
So I decided to go up with Chaz because I knew him from the day before. Like this is the first time I actually had an interaction with him. But we got to know each other. We were chopping it up for a few hours. He's not a boy of mine. We weren't hanging out every single day. So I was like, you know what? Let's pair up together. Let's eat some treats together. Let's have some snacks. I'll have a picnic with you, bro.
And do you remind the audience what do you know what number he is?
I don't.
Definitely don't. He doesn't remember anybody.
I'm so bad with the numbers, man. There's so many numbers in there. that was tough.
It's okay. I can find the number real quick. Chaz, our friend, I see him in the group chat a lot. Chaz is number 178.
178, player 178.
Does that ring a bell?
Well, now it does. Damn.
Yeah, that's Chaz.
Yeah, it's Chaz.
So this is who you decide to pick, not like a close ally, but not like a stranger at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
cool dude.
So when you get in it and you're eating lunch, and so you get it, and do you see the marbles initially, or is it after?
No, we're chilling. We're eating the raspberries. We're eating the sugar gummies. I'm on a sugar rush already. And then I start hearing people making noises in the back. You just start hearing it from the back, making it to the front. False bottom. There's marbles underneath. And I'm looking around like, okay, I kind of already saw this coming. I just didn't know it was going to be into this false bottom. But you're looking around, you're seeing people in tears. You're seeing people crying, hugging their second person next to them. In my head, you have to know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I feel like
you're right.
Some people were so oblivious. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it seems obvious from the viewer standpoint. You get in pairs of two, and it's at this point in the game, everybody's seen the show. What's next? Yeah. Marble. So if you ever have to get in a pair, just use your brain a little bit. Some people were just, being in there in the environment. You want to be by somebody you're close with, and have a nice meal and relax a little bit. But there's no relaxing here like that. So
no, this is Squid Games, man.
Yeah, you got to be on high alert, and you on high alert because you ready to think about that dollar. So I like that.
Yeah, we getting that money. We're trying to get that money.
Exactly. So you figure out it's marbles, and they say it's time to go. So you get up on and head out to the arena. How are you feeling walking into this marble arena?
I'm ready, man. I'm hyped. I'm ready for this. I'm like, you know what? We got marbles going in. He was like, I'm a ball player. I hoop. I'm pretty good at beer pong. I played that a couple times in my life. I was like, I know what I'm doing. So in my head, I'm like, all right, I got one guy in front of me. So this is easy for me. And then we go into this stage, and this stage is crazy. This, in my opinion, I think it's better than the set in the actual show.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's legit. It's legit. And so you have your partner, and why don't you explain us what they explained to you? Because I know sometimes there's some rules said that weren't exactly stated.
Yeah, so in the beginning, they kind of, we had to agree at first. We had to agree on what game we wanted to play. And at the end of the game, you had to have all their marbles. That was the game. So in ours was, we're going to dig this hole in the sand, in the pit, which I think a lot of people actually did. And we're going to do a shootout. I'm a hooper. This is what I want. I want an advantage game to where I feel like I can compete. I didn't want a chance game to be like, well, it's not in my hands,
Yeah.
Which he agreed to. He wanted the exact same thing.
Cool. Wonderful. You both agreed to it. Get a decent amount. You get 5-6 feet away from the hole, right?
Yeah, we're actually pretty far. I want to say we're probably 6 to 10 feet away from. I mean, we're a good ways.
Oh, so a decent distance away. Okay, so
Yeah, we wanted a shootout.
okay, so the game starts. And
Game starts.
You know, you go, he goes, you goes, he goes. How's the game working out for you right now?
So first game, the first shot I took, I was like maybe 3 feet short. I was like, damn, this is gonna be a long game. After that, I found my rhythm. I'm starting to hit it. He's starting to hit it. He actually beat me the first game. And that's when it started setting in. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I'm like, shit, this is getting real. And then we ended up tying the next 3 games, I believe. So, I mean, we're going back and forth on this thing. He's chirping a little bit. I'm kind of locked in. I'm looking at the clock. And at this point, the clock's running down a little bit. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried. And I think I took myself out the element a little bit. I started to rush a little.
You start to rush, man. Your palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms is heavy. Yeah. You vomit on a sweater already.
I had to calm it down. I had to try to calm it down, but it wasn't working. I mean, time was clicking. I was shooting. I ended up shooting my last shot, and it was probably just short of the hole.
Oh.
Head down. I hear this guy screaming in the background. Whoa, let's go. I'm fucking broken, bro. I'm just sitting down like, fuck. Emotions got the best of me. I ended up actually punching a wall, too. I'm pissed. Yeah, we know about punching walls. Yeah, this guy knows a little bit about punching walls. So
join the club, coach. I'm
welcome to the club. This was no drywall though, so this didn't go through. I actually busted my knuckle. My knuckles are bleeding.
Ooh, God.
The heavy set.
It was a heavy set. Yeah,
they had a heavy set there.
That's heartbreaking, man. So,
oh man, it was rough.
That's tough. You were so close. And go looking back, would you have chosen the same game or would you have chosen a different game?
Yeah, 100%. In hindsight, I should have picked a different player. That guy was a hooper.
That got balled.
Boy, he was making shots left and right. But no, I'm glad we chose that because, like I said, I wanted a challenge to be where if I lost, it was in my hands.
Right.
And just lucky to draw, I didn't get it. My game wasn't on that one tonight, so it is what it is.
That's tough, man. Well, you came a super, super far away. I mean, you were last 61 people, and
close.
It's in the palm of your hands, but sometimes you get the short end of the stick. And
yeah, man, it was tough.
So when you get out and you get back to the hotel, what's kind of going through your head?
Man, so emotions are high right now. I mean, everybody that made it that far in the game, once you're out eliminated, you see people in tears. I mean, my eyes started getting watery. I was like, damn, man, I just lost this chance to win that much money. And it's done. It's over. Just like that.
Yeah.
I'm at the back of the hotel. Honestly, it felt so crazy because, like, once you get your phone and everything, I looked at it. It felt like I never held a phone before. Like, you're going days. I mean, you're losing track of time in this place. You don't have to see sunlight. You're getting maybe 600 calories a day, 3 hours of sleep. So, I mean, I'm back in the real world. I'm in London. I've never been in London before, but it was a trip. It was an adjustment for sure to get back in.
So when you pick up the phone, do you call your brother first thing and let him know what's up?
First person I call is this guy right here. Yeah. That was a tough call, man.
And he calls you on the phone, what you thinking in your head?
Man, I get the FaceTime call, and what people don't know is there's so many days in between these challenges. I think you were gone for
I was gone for another week, I believe.
I feel like another week. And at that point, I'm like, man, he's got to be like top 3, top 2. Like, he might be winning this thing. And then, he gives me the breakdown. I'm rolling my eyes at worship. I'm saying that's crazy. And then I give him shit for losing at marbles. Like, how you lose at marbles? Like, but, he was already devastated. I couldn't poke the wound too much.
Yeah, man, I was ready to fucking throw.
I mean, it's crazy. We look at it, even making it on the show, 456 people. To get, top 60, it's nuts. It's pretty nuts to do that. So, respect.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's respect, man. And everyone has their, different marble games that they did in that at retrospect. And some did lucky games. Some did, I guess, athletic games, if you call that like athletic to a sense. But as much as you can get, as much as you can get. So I've probably done the same thing. But yeah, man, you were in a special spot, and I think, if there ever is season 2, I think you need your redemption season. Both of y'all need your redemption seasons coming on.
I think Revenge of the Umbrellas come through, bro. I'm telling you. That was, I think, statistically the hardest challenge.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Honestly.
Yeah, man, you need to get back on this too, man.
He needs an opportunity at the Umbrella.
You need a chance. Yeah, you need to get your ass back in this.
I'm gonna order some cookies from Amazon and we'll see how.
We're gonna practice a little bit. We're gonna see what
We're gonna practice first because I did not practice on any of the games before going in. I'm like,
Same, man, same.
So, well, cool. Well, that was an amazing trip that y'all both had. So last question is, so you're both finally back together, and how are you guys adjusting getting back to like real life after this show's over with?
It's tough, man, because I mean, and people always ask me, was it a fun experience? I always say, I don't consider it fun, but it was a crazy experience. It was a cool. It was something I would do again. And so you're coming from such a high, and then you're coming back to your regular world. It is an adjustment, getting back to regular life, knowing what you went through and who are you with. I think a lot of people in the show made strong bonds. I know I'm really good friends with a lot of people in the show now, so it was an experience for sure, but an adjustment as well coming back.
Yeah, no, definitely it was a whirlwind per se. Well, y'all did excellent. I think everyone can attest to the fact that y'all had a bond in there that was not gonna be broken over no marbles or no nothing. But sadly, that was where both of y'all journeys ended. One in umbrella line and then one in the marble line. Good thing y'all live in Texas where it doesn't rain and y'all got to use no umbrellas, and I don't think y'all probably got no umbrellas.
Bro, they're forbidden. I'm telling you. Not allowed in my household at all.
Yeah, I'm never playing marbles again. Fuck marbles. Fuck that shit. Get that shit away from me.
They gonna send y'all a care package and some umbrellas and some marbles.
Nah, I
that
swear
would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That's funny. Well, I appreciate y'all so much for coming on again, Phillip and Adam Fuentes.
Appreciate you guys.
Can you tell the people where to find y'all on social media?
Yeah, man, I'm at most of my social media on Instagram and all that. It's Fuentes_Adam93. I have all my links in there for TikTok and Cameo and stuff like that too.
Same thing, Phillip_Fuentes93. Come check us out. Come follow our gym page as well. Gym Del Rio.
We repping the gym. That's
Gym
our
Del Rio,
spot.
where that's at? Where's that at?
That's Southwest Texas, man. That's like literally on the border of Mexico. So we're like right on Mexico, basically. So
you kind of close to where Selena Quintanilla got shot, huh?
Yeah,
It's
2
not
hours. 2 hours
Yeah,
away.
It's not too far from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come check us out if you guys ever in Texas.
Check them out, y'all, and get a swole workout so y'all can get lit like that, man. Just
Oh yeah, real quick, man. Are you gonna be in Atlanta next week?
Probably not, just because I have a lot of like these things to finish up and a lot of stuff I got to put out. I wanted to go, but
Respect.
it's just I got too much stuff to take care of.
Yeah, man, you're a busy man right now, man. You're doing your thing right now. That's
I'm
love.
trying, man. I maybe a last second audible. We'll see. Kind of gonna determine that last minute, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sound good.
All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all spending some time with me today. Until next time, peace and blessings. I will see you on the flip side.
Y'all have a good one, man.
All love, man.
Take
Later.
care.